Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today we've got something a little bit interesting to talk about. Okay, so this guy, Adam Corvo or whatever, we're gonna kind of listen to what he's got to say a little bit, and I'm gonna respond to this little video that he decided to do. So let me go ahead and play that now. But first, if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Sorry I'm doing this on my phone. Normally I would just put it up on the screen and everything else, but I just got back into town from going on a thing with my wife. So we're gonna listen to this, we're gonna respond to this, and we're gonna talk about it. So let's listen to what Adam has to say.
Microsoft just bought Activision, one of the world's largest video game publishers, and I think that news is a lot more frightening than most people realize. Like, I see people worrying, oh, what if they make Call of Duty an Xbox exclusive? But that's not the issue. The issue is that Microsoft can use Activision to undercut the rest of the entire video game industry and build a monopoly. See,
okay, let's respond to this. Using Call of Duty to undercut the rest of the market. This guy looks like he's my age, man. He looks like he's in his 40s or whatever, you know. I mean, I'm pretty sure this guy was playing Super Nintendo. I mean, if he's a gamer like he says he is, he was playing Super Nintendo. He was playing Sega. He was playing all of these companies. Where was this guy when Sony came out with lower prices on their video games and undercut the whole market and swooped up a whole bunch of freaking developers to deliver exclusively on the PlayStation platforms? Where was Adam then when this was going on and Sony was taking over the market in probably pretty decent sized well, in his terms, a monopoly? But that wasn't the case. That was just some stiff competition from Sony. They had a cheaper, more easier to develop for platform. They garnered a lot of support. Let's move on.
most publishers sell their games for $60 or $70, which they have to do because the games cost $100.
They don't have to do that. Within the first year, these games are already on sale for at least half price. And even that, then they drop them down even lower. Just depends on the game, how much lower they'll go to try to get them out. I've seen $100 versions of Ubisoft games for as little as $15 during them sales within a year. So they don't have to sell them to you for that much. They choose to sell them to you for that much. Microsoft cuts all that out and says, hey, give me my $15 up front, and we're going to go ahead and let you play these games day one, as long as you're paying me that $15. So either way, even if you keep the game or you don't keep the game, they're getting that $15 that game would have dropped to either way. So yeah, nice try, Adam. Let's see some more.
Hundreds of millions of dollars to make and years of effort. But Microsoft has recently disrupted that strategy by introducing a service called Game Pass, where
you better remember back in the 90s when Sony interrupted the market with greatest hits for $20 on their PlayStation original. That made it really hard for Nintendo to compete with them really expensive cartridges on the N64, Super Nintendo, Sega. Where was this guy back then when freaking Sony came out and started undercutting the market?
Get hundreds of games for just $9.99 a month. And now they're buying up game publishers so they can put their games on the service. Microsoft has bought so many game studios that they now own Doom, Wolfenstein, Quake, Halo, Call of Duty, Elder Scrolls Fallout, Diablo, Hearthstone, Overwatch, StarCraft, Warcraft, World of Warcraft, Psychonauts, Guitar Hero, Dishonored, Minecraft, Gears of War, Tony Hawk, and Zork. Remember Zork?
Dang! I guess Xbox does have games, right? You just heard him ramble off everything that Xbox owns. Well, yeah, Xbox has games. Has plenty of games now. It can finally compete with putting out high quality exclusive titles on the Xbox platform. That's what the customers want. That's what the customers are going to get. Yes, it does suck for other publishers that have to try to compete with that Game Pass price. Yeah, that really sucks. Make a better game, right? I mean, we've seen Battlefield 2042 come out for $100 and that game flopped. We just saw Dying Light 2 come out and that one's split down the middle. I'm on the side that's, hey man, I don't really, it's fine. I'm enjoying my time with it. And then there's a lot of people that are like, we just hate it. It's not optimized. It's garbage. That's what we're talking about. Game Pass cuts out all that anxiety that we have for getting a game like Battlefield 2042, and then to watch our hearts sink in our chest when they come out and they're like, We realize the game's not where you want it to be, but don't worry. Here in about 6 months, we're gonna have a nice patch out for you, and we're gonna make things better.
Call of Duty is
Let's listen.
also available on PlayStation. If you can get it for $9.99 instead of $70 and get hundreds of other games too, that's what you're going to do. The deal is just too.
Exactly. That's exactly what you're going to do. Microsoft is going to drag in multiple people into their ecosystem to let them play these games. Because let's face it, man, Battlefield 2042 comes out, it's broken. We got to wait months to fix. We're still waiting on Cyberpunk 2077 to launch us the full game for next-gen consoles when that game came out over a freaking year ago. This guy right here is telling you, no, man, don't get $10 a month for video games when you can buy these broken games and wait a year for them to fix them. Whose side is this guy on, man? Like, why wouldn't anybody want to be able to put in a little bit of money and play the games they want and be like, hey man, this game's trash, I don't want to play it? Wouldn't you rather know, hey man, this game's trash, and back away from it faster than this dude right here telling you to buy these games that have historically had zero return policy, and they're like, oh nope, we're not returning that. And then what do you got to do? You got to run that game over to GameStop, and man, if it's a trash game, they got a bunch of copies and you ain't getting no money back, so you're stuck with it either way. So let me tell you, why wouldn't you want to pay $15 a month to play these games, to not have to be stuck with them if they're garbage, and still have the option, if you love that game, to buy that game and get a discount on it because you already have Game Pass?
Pass up. Now I can hear what you're going to say next. You're saying Sony and Nintendo just need to make their own Game Pass competitors and make their own games, $9.99 a month. Here's the problem. I don't think they can do that. I think Microsoft is taking a massive loss on Game Pass, and they're able to do.
This guy's saying that they're taking a massive loss on Game Pass. At 25 million subscribers, that's over $300 million a month that they are making. $300 million a month. What does Sony say their budget for a game is? $100 million? Well, if Microsoft says only $50 million, they're making money. They're not losing any money. They are putting out a product and they're selling it and they're getting a lot more money back in return. And
that because they are literally 10 times bigger than Sony and Nintendo combined.
Well, let's put it this way. Sony, since the PlayStation 5 has launched, they have dropped plenty of games now. They've dropped plenty of games, and I think their most sold one is the Miles Morales. That one's $50. And it's been on sale a couple times. So yeah, that one there sold a lot of copies. Why? Because it's $50. It's approachable. It's easy to get your parents to go buy you a $50 game than a $75 game. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart was at like I'm going to say 2 million copies now. By now, it should be about 2 million copies. It's been on sale. The price has been reduced and everything else. They've sold 2 million copies. And then a couple other ones. There have been enough games out on the PlayStation to know that those higher prices are just not working for Sony because people aren't buying them. But now, fast forward over to Microsoft that just launched Forza Horizon 5 and Halo Infinite. Over 18 million people playing Forza Horizon 5. Did every single one of them buy it? No, but I guarantee I guarantee at least 1 million people paid for that game. Same with Halo Infinite. That was the number 2 highest selling game of December. So we know over 1 million people or 2 million people bought that game. And there's 20 million people playing it. What are we missing, Mr. Adam? Exactly. Explain to us what we're missing. More people are playing these games closer to launch than ever before. What are we missing, sir? Like, seriously, you want us to believe that this is all, oh, heaven forbid, Sony can't compete? Sony's been the market leader for 5 generations now. They are selling more consoles than Xbox right out of the gate. People love and admire that brand. What Microsoft is doing? Man, like, who are we to judge? I do appreciate what Microsoft is doing by allowing more people to play games. I'm sorry that you believe that only rich people should play games. That sucks, man. So,
Nintendo makes video games and playing cards. Sony makes video games and headphones. Microsoft makes video games, the operating system that every computer in the world runs on, and the web services that every website in the world run on. They are one of the biggest companies in the world, and that means that they can use their massive cash reserves to subsidize their video game service forever.
So this guy here is saying that Microsoft is super rich so they can just buy everything. Well, you know what? I did. I checked Microsoft Pockets the other day, and it appears that they do have enough money to literally buy the whole market and put them all on Game Pass. But the question isn't who are they going to buy? It's who shouldn't they buy? Which ones shouldn't they buy? So I don't know. I don't understand what this guy's trying to get across. I don't understand the point that he's completely trying to make. It's like, why do we even care? Like, why do we care, man? If Microsoft wants to make it easier and more accessible for more people to play high quality games than ever before in the history of video gaming. The only other market there is the cell phone market. You know, you got the PC market and everything else, and it's not like Microsoft is locking anybody out. You can literally play their games on this phone. So I don't get what this guy's trying to go at.
Amazon's strategy. They can take a loss on every single video game they sell through Game Pass forever until they have wiped out the competition, and Sony and Nintendo cannot do shit about it. Actually, I should say I think Nintendo will be fine, because Nintendo has Mario and Zelda, and everyone loves Mario and Zelda, but I think Sony is fucked.
You hear that, dude? This guy doesn't believe in Sony. Wow. Go figure, man. If this guy doesn't believe in Sony, why is he even making this video? He literally just told you that whole spiel about, hey, man, this is exactly why Microsoft is better. This is exactly why you should buy Microsoft stuff. This is why Game Pass matters. He just told you that, yeah, Nintendo's doing just fine. Clearly, they're selling more consoles than PlayStation right now, and they are selling more games at a higher adoption rate per console than Sony could even dream of. Why is that? Because they only go after their market, and they make high-quality games as well. Sony's not the only company that makes high-quality games. There's a lot of other developers out there that do that. There's just this media bias towards Sony to really pump them up and to really drive their sales and to drive the hype and everything else. Imagine if there was guys like Adam Conover or whatever his name is out there speaking nicely about Xbox. What if there was, you know, IGNs or all these other places that are out there being like, oh yeah, man, these games are great and Microsoft's doing really good and pumping out quality. I guarantee the whole market would shift in a day if everybody really looked and really understood exactly what Microsoft's plan is and what they are doing. It's guys like this, man, that give us gamers, you know, us real gamers, a bad name, man. Like, why hang on to a dying, aged philosophy of video gaming, man? Like, we want good stuff. We don't want to be tied to these $70 garbage games when they come out broken and then we have to wait 6 months for them to get fixed. If it's in Game Pass and it's broken like that, people don't play it and they're not out any money. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. This guy's argument is completely freaking, I don't know. It just sounds like he's over there. He's like, oh man, I love PlayStation, and now he's scared, man. The whole market is scared, and I've been saying this for months. Microsoft is leading the market. Buying Activision, yeah, that definitely helps. Call of Duty on Game Pass day one, yeah, dude. Why would you buy a PlayStation if you're a Call of Duty fan? Why would you buy that? You got a much better controller for playing Call of Duty on the Xbox than you ever will on the PlayStation. So I don't get why people are upset about this. I do hope that Xbox keeps making Call of Duty for PlayStation, though. Like, I don't see that as a bad thing. More people should play it. If PlayStation wants to charge people $70 to play Call of Duty on their console and you can play it for $10 on your Xbox, man. That just goes to show you that, man, this market is a little bit screwed up, and there's a lot of people out there vying to keep Sony in number one, and it's not happening. Like, their fear is starting to show. It's coming through, man. So if you like this content, if you thought this was interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.